In this video, I am going to try and explain a problem that seems to be one of the most difficult problems for a stair builder to get, or an amateur, someone who's just trying to learn the process. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure out how many steps you're actually going to need. And the way you're going to do that is by dividing a few numbers into the overall height or the total rise, and then working from there. So let's go ahead and get started. We have 5 steps and 6 risers. 6 steps, 7 risers. 7 steps, 8 steps, 9 steps, and 10 risers. Let's go ahead and take a look at them one at a time. If we divide the number 10 into the overall height, which is 42 inches for this particular example, that will provide us with a 4.2 inch riser height. 10 risers, 4.2. And what I'm getting at here is all you need to do is start dividing a few numbers and then work from there. And I'm going to kind of run through that after I do this example here. So anything less than 4 inches, 3.82. This is below the minimum. 11 risers is going to be too much. So 10 treads isn't going to work. But 10 treads or 10 risers and 9 steps will work. And then if we go to the opposite end, 7 3/4 inches is going to be the most common maximum riser height, maximum individual riser height per step for most residential stairways. So this does not include public stairways. And if you're going to be doing some work to a building, it wouldn't be a bad idea to contact your local building department, building authorities, and see what your minimums and maximums are. So all of these numbers in between here that are going to be above the minimum and below the maximum will work. So we can have 6 risers, 7 risers, 8 risers, 9 risers, and 10 risers for a 42 inch or a 42 inch tall overall rise. 42 inch total rise or height between levels. So I hope that makes sense. So the minimum this isn't going to work because it's going to be too small. This is going to be too tall. You can use any one of these that will work for your particular case. So let's just go ahead and go through. This one here, I believe, is 8 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 steps, 9 risers. That's one of them. And here, of course, we're going to have 7 steps, 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we are going to have 5 steps. And the 5 steps will give us a 7 inch riser, I believe. Is that what that was? Let's pull up our chart again. 6 risers is going to be 6 7-inch risers will give us 5 steps. So 6 7-inch risers, let's pull that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each one of these are going to be 7 inches. So that'll be 5 steps for that. So if that makes sense, you don't have to watch the rest of the video. However, if it does not, and you need one more example, I am going to provide you with one. So in this example, we're going to use 75 inches for our total rise, or the distance between the 2 floors. That would be the top of the lower level to the top of the upper level. So basically all I'm suggesting here, and this isn't that difficult to do, is just start dividing numbers into your overall total rise. And I'm going to start with my first attempt here by using the number 7. And if I do that, I divide 7 into 75, I get 10.71. That's too big. Remember, our maximum vertical riser height that we're shooting for is going to be 7 3/4 most of the time. Second attempt, I'm going to increase this number by 2. That's going to bring us to 8.33. We're still too big. So if I add 2 more to that and divide 11 into 75, I get 6.82. Now this is a number we can work with. So again, I've just divided 3 numbers and I finally hit one. Now this, I'm not suggesting that you need to stop here unless this number is going to work. So just divide a few more. 11 worked. I want to see if 10 will. 10 gives us 7.5, and this works also. And 7.5 is an excellent riser height, by the way. 7.5 with a 10-inch tread is a nice, comfortable step to use. So again, you don't have to stop there. If we divide 12 into 75, we get 6.25. Now we have 3 numbers we can work with here that are pretty good. But again, you don't got to stop there. I'll let you work your way down. But you will see that by the time we get down to using 18 risers, we're getting to 4.17 inches. Even though this is acceptable or should be acceptable to most building departments, 19 will not be. You can see here where 19 provides us with a riser height below 4 inches. So any of these that have the word good next to it can work for your particular stairway most of the time. So again, you need to check with your local building department, and I suggest that strongly. You know, the reason why I say that is because I know a lot of people make videos on YouTube and they say something like that's it. That's the law, that's the rule. And that's not the case. You know, you might watch this video if you're living in another country in Europe somewhere and you're watching this video, it might not apply to you. You're dealing with millimeters and centimeters and stuff like that. You know, you're not dealing with inches. So check with that. I really suggest doing that to just cover your own behind there. You know, the last thing you want to do is build a stairway and then have someone come up and say, you got to tear that apart. You didn't build it right. So anyway, let me know if this helps. You know, I think one of the most difficult things for a beginner stair builder to do is figure all of this stuff out, how many steps they're going to need. It's got to be I can't think of a bigger problem. You know, the next step would be actually getting a stairway to fit in a tight spot. And I do have some videos for that. I will put a link here to either a playlist or to a video for that. And I will also put a link is somewhere in the video because I can't have these links too close together. But check out one of our videos we made on the 17.5-inch rule for stair building. That helps you figure out the tread width. So I gave you an idea how to figure out how many treads to use and how many risers you can use. But the width of the tread, the depth of the tread, that's also important when it comes to building a stairway.